the heat wave, and that may have saved the flag, but Classic has still got it out. But you've got OpTic Gaming lying in wait at your base. Skunk's going to be the one pushing this flag carry. He might kill him as he crosses. There's the return. The pull on the other side from Krim. They're trying to answer back. The counter cap may be real here from OpTic, but that is 4 down.
OpTic,
the only one on the map.
The only one alive from either team on the map, and he's going to clear out his base and push in towards OpTic Gaming side of the map. And this is what you want to see for Rise. You need more aggression out of this team. They need to keep the pace up, because earlier in the day, I mean, they're challenging everyone. They were winning gunfights, looking electric. Right now, to get some energy back, you got to play at that faster speed. You know, everyone starts communicating a little bit faster. You get that better groove of the game, and I think it would work out well for Rise.
Well, what would you recommend on this side when you're trying to push towards helipad, get flag out? What's the best way to get it done, Matt?
In CTF, obviously, you know, you want to go to pushes, and you want to pinch and then pull it over towards apartments, and Octane trying to put some shots down on the Crib, and Crim's going to win that gunfight. See, Looney's able to win one. As a player behind him, that's a tough one to win with a VMP, regardless of whether the guy has a submachine gun or an AR, and he's not able to win that. Scump shuts down that push.
I mean, he had the heat wave, but way out of range, obviously. He'll save that for another day. 2 down now for Rise Nation. The push is coming in from OpTic Gaming. We'll watch Formal here as he pushes forward. Looney's able to play a little bit of base defense with the grenade. And now you have Karma, the 2-time world champ, left by himself, but in a position where he can wreak a little havoc here on the side of Rise Nation.
That situation, you'd almost rather have Formal just post up and try and get kills in the base, wait for some teammates to get across the map, and you see Karma rotating back towards base. He's going to be able to pick up one, knows the push is coming from Rise Nation, and it's going to be Formal all the way in the back with an AR. He's going to be able to lock this down with these, and you should start to see the other players on OpTic Gaming trusting Formal to hold that position down and start pushing up the map.
All right, well, now they got to rotate back. As you saw, Scump win a gunfight up top. He's going to fall. Base control for either side. Now it's time to push out. You can see the arrows starting to flood across mid-map. A little bit more defensive from the side of Rise, and that's exactly the opposite of what you're asking for.
You see Formal starting again, going with the AR. He's going to post up on that left-hand side of the map. Let's see if OpTic can start to make a push. You see Looney, he's going to win one gunfight. Now he's going to start pushing through. I believe that's going to be Krim back there with the Man of War. It seems like Krim and Formal just keeps trading off who's going to watch the base, and Krim's going to fall all the way back. Scump's going to pull it with kinetic armor. He's going to be stuck in the lockers. Oh, he's going to be able to actually make it out. He's got to get around this corner, though. He just keeps touching every single object. Potentially could bring down the map.
This use of camo.
The camo used by Krim. The smoke comes in. Oh, Looney takes him out through the smoke. Fantastic shots there by Looney.
You had Karma trying to get in on the action, went on the lower wall run, might still be able to get in a position. Looks like, oh, well, actually, that player hit the opposite wall run, so Classic not aware of his presence. There's not a lot of time left, but maybe a chance for a last-second desperate flag run. Karma's going to grab it. Classic and Crew going to get it on the other side. It's going to work for Rise Nation. They've got it out. They've got their basic here. This could be the score you need. 10 seconds on the clock. Strap on your Nikes. You got to get forward here. 7 seconds trying to get it in.
Oh, Rise Nation, does he have it? Does he have it?
And 1
Oh, he got the flag.
And that's a huge play for Rise Nation. They get some momentum going into the second half. Looney, the one that makes the play. He's the guy that's been struggling in this series, so hopefully that could catapult him to start having better games.
Yeah, I think it's a confidence thing. You know, when you played your earlier series and you were winning a lot of gunfights early, you were getting hot, you were feeling strong.
It's easy to get rolling.
It is, but when you come into the series and you're going up, you know, against a team that has better gun skill, you could say, especially with the likes of Scump, he hasn't been winning those gunfights, and it feels like you're kind of headbutting a wall, right? You're just hitting it, not able to win those. You get frustrated. Just a little bit of positive gameplay could go a long way for him right now.
Absolutely. In the second half, you're going to see OpTic Gaming get 2 kills right off the rip. You expect a really fast attempt at this Rise flag. If OpTic can score early, that would kind of negate all the positives that Rise has here towards the end. You see Karma getting really low on this back wall run. He's going to have to try and make his way up towards the helipad.
Can he get there? Look at this.
He's going to get there.
The routes, he's going to find one. The Kuda long range not connecting, but still disrupting. He's the only player here. He spent more time running on these walls than he has done anything else, but his movement's on fire. Sorry,
surprising right there.
Taking a little bit of a nap, but not going to work. Okay, Karma, you know what?
He's buying his teammates so much time here.
Let's just watch him run around.
Rise has no idea where he is. His teammates are actually pushing through the front. Karma's done an excellent job distracting the players. It's Looney and Slack in the kill feed, and Looney gets a big 2-piece there as Formal's coming through the middle with the assault rifle. Now you expect to see Rise on the offensive.
Yeah, can they get forward here? Krim was one of the last guys up in a position to get to mid-map. He's going to be cut down, and now you've got an opportunity for Rise. You need to get a map win here. Was that a team kill coming in? No, Looney actually fell off the map, so what would have been a 3v2 maybe on a push here at the OpTic base, now you just see Slack by his lonesome, but the sneaky position pays off. Finds one, tries to gun a second, not able to win it.
Somebody on OpTic Gaming needs to get close to the Rise base outside of Karma. I feel like Karma's been the one every time trying to sneak behind enemy lines. He's been the one trying to bait for his teammates. And
I feel like Karma's thought he's at a theme park during this game. Like, what?
Here he goes again.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, surprise, Looney. Here I am.
But there's nobody there to trade that kill out. I mean, nobody else from OpTic Gaming near the Rise Nation base able to help him. He's not going to go in there and just win 2 gunfights miraculously and get the flag out. You see Krim trying to push one-on-one. If you're in the OpTic comms right now, you would need to just kind of settle everybody down, a little bit too much energy from those previous matches, right? You're going to have to make 2, 3 good pushes together as a team.
Well, this is a good thing, I think, for Rise, and the fact that there was a lot of energy out of OpTic, right?
Yes.
It's kind of hard to maintain that energy during a CTF because it slows down a lot. Is this a swing game? I mean, if Rise can get a win here, maybe get something going. What do we have coming up next, potentially?
Coming up next, you'd have a hunted search and destroy.
Come
That's
on,
one that's a little
Rise
bit of a
Nation.
toss-up. Rise, one of the better teams at holding down the B cave, especially Octane. Then after that, you'd have a fringe hardpoint, which if they get the ARs going, who knows? So series far from over if obviously
if
Rise
they can
able to win
this.
this.
Yeah. I think it would go a long way. Maybe you kill a little bit of the momentum. Is that Karma? I thought Karma again won a long one with the Kuda, but now Slack's got it out. Here you have one player behind. Scump might be able to stop it, but it's Octane up top. He's got a gun at range. He has the M8. Going to cut down any advance, and this will be a second cap through for Rise Nation. Finally, some life here for the boys.
Yeah, and it was Scump, the only player that had a chance to make a play, and he's not going to be able to gun Octane at range from with a VMP. And you see they're starting to wisen up. They know that Karma just keeps hitting these low wall runs. It's going to be Slack taking him out, and that's the only player they have to worry about, making an attempt on the flag. I mean, Karma's been the only one who's pushed through. As soon as you kill Karma, there's no reason to almost even check your base.
Nice win there from Looney. He's being a nuisance, kind of filling the role that Karma is on the other side. He's 16 and 15, rebounding a little bit from the slow start in the first 3 games of this best of 7, but it is the grand final, and Krim 6 has the flag out. He's going to have to win a one-on-one. He's still got a little bit of juice left in the camo. He's turned. It's camo to camo, and he obliterates Classic there. Can he get one on the board? There's another player to stop it, but he is shut down, and Krim will get one home. 80 seconds left on the clock, and OpTic Gaming tied up and pushes to OT.
It's a massive play by Krim 6, and
OpTic has only one. Can they pull it back?
Trying to tie this one up. You see 2 kills go in the kill feed in their favor. Scump picks up another one. They're going to be able to get a flag pull here.
What's happening?
Just which side they elect to pull it to. It's going to be Scump bringing it over on that wall run. He's taken out in air, so the flag going to drop in. Oh, well, Krim actually gets the lightning in the process. So with a minute left, you have one really good attempt if you're OpTic Gaming.
Very, very true. And everyone's coming off a spawn right now. The more you can disrupt things at home, the better it'll be for Rise Nation. Octane in a position here to turn this into a stalemate if he needs to. So he's going to get the pull, and he's just going to take it. Everyone pushed top side of the map.
You could end this in a counter as well. I mean, if I'm OpTic, I actually just force the issue at the Rise base. I ignore the fact that Octane even has this flag, and I worry about him last.
Come get me. Yeah. Come get me. Just hiding in here, trying to stay alive as long as he can. 2 down now for Rise. Classic playing a little bit of ace defense here, clearing it out for the time being, and he destroys Scump, trying to push through there to bottom kitchen. One more in the back. Give me more. Classic on a 5 streak. 10 seconds left. 2-1 lead for Rise Nation. It looks like they are going to extend the series.
Not over yet, Maven.
Oh, don't do this to me, man. We have now.
It is not over yet. You see the guys on Rise Nation. They're celebrating.
There goes Rise. 2-1 right now.
Positive vibes back.
There have been 2 comebacks from being down 3-0 in a best of 7. You and I have casted them both. Is there a possibility of a third?
Not saying we're talking about that yet, but.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, you heard our thoughts. Rise back in business, but let's take it over to Chobra. It's all yours, buddy.
I got a real cool stat for you guys on this one.
I want to hear it.
Did you know 100% of reverse sweeps have started with map number 4?
Oh, really? Is that
it's on its way.
Oh, wow.
It's on its way. Rise just won.
Right.
It is a 3-1 scoreline, and map started real somber, right? Even we were trying to like dig for that silver lining, like how can Rise make it back?
Yep.
They get a little greedy towards the end, but they still get 2 caps and then hold off OpTic.
I mean, it was really Classic and Looney, who have both been quiet so far this series. They step up that map, they go big. Octane played his normal like kid on a camping trip role in the back of the map, pitching a tent, getting the kills he needs to stop the pushes from coming in from OG. And Karma the whole time, I'm pretty sure Karma was wall running 84% of that map.
84% is actually probably completely accurate. The thing about it is, when you're playing Rise Nation, and from what I just learned, the first time I've ever seen them play evac CTF is do not let them cap first. Because as soon as you do that, they had 2 people. I mean, with 4 minutes left on the second side, they had 2 people proning in the back of the spawn. They were not moving at all because that wall run for a player on Rise is so dangerous. They're just trying to keep tabs on optics and preserve that lead. That's really all it came down to there on the second side at the end, because OpTic really had no other choice but to try and wall run, try and push the base, try and force the issue, and they just weren't able to do that with success. And the flip side of that is since they were camping in the base so long, that allowed players from Rise to hit the flank and get a flag out, and that's why they got their second cap.
Yeah, I think getting that first cap at the last second on the first half for Rise, that threw OpTic a little off, because Karma trying that wall run again and again in the first minute and 30 kind of gave that signal to Rise like, oh, that's what they're going to do. Like, we need to watch out for that for 4 minutes and we're good.
And that's the great thing about capping first. It gives you the mindset now that you know for a fact that OpTic has to play into your play style. You have the advantage, and you can force the pace of the game at that point. Because, you know, like I said earlier, if they're going to be pushing your spawn over and over trying to get a flag out, that leaves so many lanes open for you to get to their base and really add on to that lead. And that's exactly what we saw there from Rise. That is textbook CTF by Rise Nation.
Yep. I think the Afterburner Protect definitely worked for him there.
Oh, yeah.
It more than paid off. It helped Looney get that first slag capture in the final seconds. Rise, they did what they needed to do in the Bandit Protect phase. They gave themselves an opportunity to win the game. We saw pro players tweet about it earlier. If they weren't doing it, there it happens. Going into Hunted, a lot is going to weigh on Octane on this map. A lot.
Yeah, so again, changes the pace a little bit. It's going to go slower. It's going to be a little bit more tense once again as Search and Destroy comes back, and then it's Hardpoint and another Search and Destroy. So it's just these maps left, and it's all on Rise to have to win in a row to bring back home the title if they want to win this weekend.
It actually kind of scares me how similar Octane and Formal play to each other, because I've mentioned it, I think at least 3 out of the 4 maps that we've played so far. They are both going to be in that B tunnel with either an AR or with a sniper. I mean, we saw Overkill banned here, and Thermal's going to be banned as well, but I still think that we might see a sniper.
So
I mean, everybody's been using it. Used to be very common earlier in the days, and now it's made sort of a resurgence as we move into Scump running that kinetic armor, Slacked as well, so those would be some 2. I mean, Octane with the Vision Pulse and Karma with the Heat Wave. I mean, very, I'm accustomed to these specialist picks, but I love to see Formal and Classic both running that camo.
Yeah, again, that could be that one big play that secures them the entire match. And, of course, all the snipers make it through, and the Shiva being banned out once again on the side of Rise. They don't want Crim to have that gun, but it is going to be Search and Destroy. Jack, what do you expect to see on this map?
So I've kind of marked it out for you right here. I'm mainly talking about defense on this Hunted SND. I drew a line through the middle of the map where basically that's what you need to hold on the defensive side. Here's a look at your 2 bomb sites, and I highlighted 2 players, Octane and Crim6. First, this is how Octane's going to play this. Octane, Rise Nation, will set up right here behind the B-bomb. His one job is hold the line. Just hold from OpTic. Don't let them push in here. If you're going to wind up being there, you either get a kill and trade, or just back up, play your life, stop them, stall as much time as possible for our players to rotate from this A site. Now, one thing I really do want to point out here, to help Octane hold this area, you're going to need someone in this top red room, right up here on the map, that can watch down over middle to make sure no one can hit that mid wall run to catch his team off guard. Now, that middle map line is if OpTic Gaming can get past that, or the offensive team can get past it, that's where they'll see a lot of success. Now, on the other side of things, where Crim6 will play, you're going to wind up seeing Crim6 play in this top middle area, whether just right behind that right outside the mid water, behind the mid rock, or in top red room. He's going to be the guy that's either going to get first blood, first team, and a lot of information, or be first blooded by Rise Nation. Crim is going to be the X factor on this map for OpTic Gaming.
All right. Well, especially, I mean, on the side of Rise, it seems like all eyes on Octane. I mean, sure, all members are important, but also because the first couple maps they lost, Octane had a bit of a slow start, and then that CTF, he found his groove again. He got to pitch his tent a little bit, get the kills he needed. He has to be feeling better now going in. You mentioned Crim 6, you mentioned Formal, or they're getting those kind of long-range sights and getting that first pick-off, especially in Search and Destroy.
In the chat,
we'll see how
who do you think's going to win?
This is going to be a fun match.
Or OpTic?
I'm going to be looking for big performances out of Scump for OpTic, and then Looney
OpTic's
for
already one down.
Rise Nation, because I feel like Looney, it wants redemption. He had a little rough go of it in the uplink, and then you had Scump, who is just always doing really well. But I think when championships, those breakout games.
All right, well, again, still match point for OpTic. Rise now trying to mount a miraculous comeback in the grand finals of the Call of Duty World League presented by PS4. It's going to be Hunted, Search, and Destroy. Maven, Mr. X, take it away.
Mark my
words.
More
the
if Rise Nation takes this map, it's going 7 games.
As good as
if you're Rise Nation, you got to feel really good if you take this and go into Fringe Hardpoint. You're a pretty strong Fringe Hardpoint team. You got the momentum at that moment in time.
Not all the time.
OpTic Gaming
it seems
needs to put them away
has
here.
I
they do have the experience.
Part of me, as being a fan of Call of Duty,
they've been MLG for a while, but remember, this OpTic is not the original
do just
OpTic.
About anything for
These
a
are
game
new
7
guys,
right
and Karma's the only one that went really positive last match.
We'll see what happens here. It's going to be OpTic Gaming on the offensive side of things first.
As
they talked about, it's going to be Octane in this BK, one of the best players locking this down solo, and this is why Rise is one of the better teams on this map, because they have one guy who can lock down that B cave and allows the other players to just spread out along the map, watch all of the lanes unhunted.
Well, we're going to watch kind of Octane and Classic from the defensive side here, because they're going to be holding this B push. The first one is Octane picking it up.
OpTic only has 3 alive while Rise Nation
He's going to be able to get a couple kills.
4.
He's got a sub on M8, picks up 1 second inside.
Never mind.
Not going to be able to
now
get it.
2 to 3. Come on.
2 on
Rise
3
Nation, you
for
got the lead right
Gaming.
now.
Let's go to your bomb carrier
You have
Scump
the
here, who is
advantage.
drowning in a waterfall.
Yeah, actually the other player from
Hello.
Karma.
Oh no, it's tied up.
Oh, he's about to take a big play. He actually takes out Octane from behind on the B bomb site. So a 2v3 turns into a 2v1 scenario. Karma and Scump going big for OpTic.
First blood percentage, the biggest stat in
S&D.
S&D. The first blood goes the way of Rise Nation, but the round may not unless Looney can clutch. The timing on this, he might just need to kill the bomb carrier if he guesses right, but he's going to check B, so it should be a safe plan for Scump.
Looney's going to have a very difficult time with the M8 to be able to break into this A bomb site, and OpTic gets it down just in time. It's going to be 40 seconds Looney has to work with here. He's going to spot one, not able to take this player out.
Oh, the Kobe not going to connect. Will he get him on the corner, tags him up again, but look at the crossfire you've got. We'll look at Karma's point of view. Looking
He's
across, you see
close.
Scump as well. Got each other's back. Looney wrapping around the backside here at
Don't
Patio,
rush
and
yourself.
he's got
You
so
still
much to
have
do and not enough time to work with. 20 seconds here. He's going to have to fly in. You mentioned the fact that he has an M8 checking every corner, not able to pick it up. He guesses wrong, and that is Karma closing out the first round here of S&D.
Rise cannot lose rounds. They get first blood.
We're going to take a little time
the game. They have Octane pick up
to watch
one
this.
on the B
wanted
bomb
to watch
side.
it.
They just let Karma get right down the middle of the map, and
It's
he goes
OpTic
big after Scump picks up
Rise
one.
Nation.
He'll take Octane out, and then that opens up the B cave, and it forces Looney to rotate in over from the opposite side of the map.
I'm actually rooting for
it gives OpTic the A bomb side wide open. Big
Rise
play
Nation
by those
to
two
win.
players, Scump and Karma.
All right, no sniper rifles going to be in play here for the push from Rise Nation. Let's check things out with Octane. Looks to be a little bit different of a push. They're going to want to favor A. I'm going to highlight Karma in the back as he's going to be the one likely dealing with this. You can see his angle. Players getting up in the window. They're going to push through. Another first blood for Rise. This round they absolutely have to take. Scump's going to be coming through stairs. He sees one, sees a second. I don't know how he wins that one, but he is able to pick up one player. 2 versus 3. Can they get the favor on their side again here for OpTic Gaming? And now let's check. Looney's wrapping around. The timing could be
What good news do you have, Jacob?
He saw the HC. He saw the HC cross. He's going to pick it up. The HC gets taken out as well. It's Crim now. 1 versus 3. M8 trying to push it in. It's going to be so hard.
Left.
Makes it look easy. There's
2
1. 3 seconds on the clock.
Come on, you got this.
He has a lot of places he could go. He
yes.
went into water.
Rise
He could have
Nation
went back to the
took the
balcony.
win.
Opts to go back to balcony. He gets taken out. But I mean, obviously, we'll see how the rest of this map plays out, but Rise should be at 2-0. They can't lose that first round.
All right, well, they are
I'm
able
gonna
to
mute this real quick. There we go.
lock down
Just
Hunter.
muted that real quick for you. So you are getting the PlayStation 4? That's good. That's good. That way I get to shoot you as well.
That was me, that was my nade. Where's he? Where's he? I don't see anything bridge. Where's that kid just shooting at? No, one just jump back to bridge. He's an A bomb, Back on help you guys, back on help you guys. He smoked it, he smoked my exit. One just pre-fire the stairs. They could be fine, they could be fine. I'm holding our back flat, I'm holding our back flat. I'm gonna jump up on these stairs over here. I'm about to pinch the staircase when you guys go, so let me know. One ran in window, I'm about to... Let me know when to go from A stairs. Right car. He's in the tip right car. Nothing hanging like a bomb. Got him. Shit. What could be the water? Yo, I think they're playing our spawn. I'm gonna hop it. Just play my back door. I have your door. I'm on it. Nice. I'm halfway. Door window. You're fine. Good shit, yo. Good play, Danny. Yeah, good shit, Good job, Danny. Good call.
Yep, Rise
beautifully
Nation
done there. It was amazing to hear the tension kind of build up. I got steps. Let me know when to push. You saw the collapse come. You heard Looney calling out the time of the bomb defuse. That was awesome to hear. You know, we don't listen to the S&D rounds that frequently. Hearing that level of communication from Rise is a very positive thing for this series.
Yeah, they had everything covered. You know, Slacked was watching that backdoor from the water. They had Classic, who jumped up onto that platform. He was able to take out one player in the final kill cam. He was, watching players exiting water potentially, coming through water and jumping onto there to get into the A-bomb site. So fantastic execution there by Rise Nation.
Hardcore, you'll get a faster reaction time.
Now for
than
Rise,
most of the core players.
Them on offense, just take a look at the top. Heavy B pressure coming. Krim is at back tunnel. He's going to have so much work to do here, and he's going to give it up. Let the plank get down. He needs to wait for his teammates here, not get too overzealous. He is going to at least be able to take out that trophy system.
So let's see how OpTic elects to play this. There's a few different ways they can. They can push all the way through the B cave here, just powering behind Krim. They can send one player all the way on the flank, albeit you don't have a lot of time to work with. And then you could have went either through the water up the middle of the map, and they're going to actually do a bait for there. That's going to be formal, picking up that kill on the Looney as Scump dives by, and it's going to be Krim picking up a gunfight.
Classic's coming from behind. There's one. Gimme two. Finds that as well. A third in front. They're trading forward. Classic now by himself. Krim 6 though is on it. Krim is on it. He's almost there. Can he get it done? Classic trying to peek. He picks it up and he gets the kill just in time. Not enough time here for OpTic
Karma
Gaming.
was standing on top of the bomb. I think with like 6 seconds left, he might have been able to get that, and it looked like, I don't know what gun he had at the beginning of the round, but it looked like that's the animation you'd get when you would pick up a gun and take an M8.
Once he dropped, I don't know. It was very close. It was very close. I'm not sure if he would have had it.
Let's see if we catch in the final kill.
That is clutch stuff from Classic, making the play just in the nick of time. Rise Nation's coming alive.
So you saw there in the final kill cam, that's actually Karma with a pistol, so you got to believe he
Rise
picked that one
is 3, OpTic's 1.
All right, well, here we go,
Can they hold this lead?
This time, we want to do a listen-in offense. OpTic Gaming, take it away, boys.
Okay. I'll go in the room. Let's go. Let's win this shit.
Throwing a nade out middle.
Yo, I'm gonna distract the fuck out of him, Seth. All right.
Hold on. Just wait for Matt to see if there's anybody.
No, I hit him. They're mid block.
They're mid block.
Yeah.
Okay. One's there.
I'm gonna hit it.
Well, yeah, one's the mid building. He's not weak. He's not weak. Sorry.
I'm hitting it right now.
Mid building, one shot. Be right, one shot, guys.
Looking at the flank.
Well, I'm absolute octane, bro.
Water. Shit. He might push me. Yeah. Stay alive.
They naded from their mid.
We're good.
Yo, Matt, I'm going down. I'm going down.
He's in the block. Close left. Yo, one guy B. One guy B. Head glitch. Close left. He's in the water now, I think. One was in water as well. I'm not getting in water.
There were 2 in water.
Yo, 1 second.
I'm going down here.
Nice.
My kill. Octane was still in water somewhere. Yeah, he's in our building. Two. They're both there. Both here. In window. He waved.
He came on.
Oh, I didn't hit him with it.
Oh my God! You hear him? He waved, but the camo comes out. Rise Nation takes it 4-1 advantage. Baby, we've got ourselves a series.
I'm gonna help you.
Oh, and the heat wave actually doesn't connect on a Classic. Not close enough. I love the idea to use it there in that situation.
He hit it right before he went over the rock, basically.
If he would have waited maybe another second when Classic got a little bit closer, he would have connected with the heat wave. But
I don't like core.
Very nice try there by Karma. Karma and Classic, 2 players who are X Factor for their team, both going off. Yeah, you got Classic double positive, Karma 6 and 2 as well. So both players playing well, but it's Rise Nation with a 4-1 round advantage.
Nerves, maybe some jitters starting to come in for OpTic Gaming as you're seeing Rise Nation begin to have faith, begin to come alive. You've got HCs out from both sides about to do battle here on the bridge. Nothing coming from it, and that's going to be an open site. Classic's got it down. Let's check in the back. They finally destroyed the opposite HC car, but this is an early plant, 4 up. Scump starting to get aggressive here on the defensive side of things. Might find one in hut. Think he saw his head. Can he win it? Yes. Scump picks up 1 kill. There's a player in the back that's got a lot to work with. That's Octane, the bait and switch coming in. They tag him up in back rock. Can he win it? He's hit both players. He's still alive. He's such a key to surviving here because Slack is sitting underneath. It's just these two to deal with everything. Oh, hello. Did you see him? He had to have seen him, right?
I don't think so.
He had to. He had to. There it is. He's going to be able to pick it up. Octane picks up at 1 as well. 2v2. 15 seconds left. He tries to stick it, I think, but they go. Oh, my God. He was hiding behind the bomb right as Scump came up, and Octane is going to take a round here. They've got 2 on the board.
Yeah, Scump with a big round, taking out Looney at the beginning, and then obviously to come out of one or kill Slack at the end there. And OpTic Gaming just needs to put the pressure on Rise Nation, because Rise, it's obvious, once they get the momentum, that they can string together some nice consecutive round wins. So OpTic Gaming, you look for them to take this next round and then start to really lay it on this Rise Nation team.
All right, well, here we go. Hopping into round 7. You still got a little bit of a cushion if you're Rise, right? You're feeling okay still, but you want to put OpTic Gaming away. You have to get it done. You don't want this to get any closer here, give any more life to OpTic once they get going. So difficult to stop them. What do you think about the setup and push you have from OpTic Gaming right now, Matt?
Well, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a slower execute. Obviously everyone playing a little bit further back, trying to draw some players out on Rise, and I like it because, players like Classic and Looney have been really aggressive at the beginning of these rounds, and look at that, Looney getting a little bit of aggressive formal catches him off guard.
Nice patience there. Looney maybe overzealous, but they're able to pick it up. OpTic 4-3 advantage right now. Who do you want to hop in with? You'll see it's a very, very slow push from OpTic. They're waiting on mistakes right now from Rise Nation.
Yeah, I think we stay on with the offensive team. In this situation, up 1 player, you control the destiny of the round. And to see how they elect to play this, Crim's going to dive into the water, and he's able to pick up 1. Now with a 2-man advantage, you expect OpTic to pick up this round and start to figuring out what this Rise Nation team's been doing right. You see Formal's going to take out Classic. It's going to be all up to Octane here. It'd be a legendary round if he's able to win it.
1 versus 4. He's got the 45 seconds to work with. Look at the X-ray. You see the setup from OpTic. They're spread out. They're ready to control, but they give him a free one. He's got 1 on the board. 3 more to go with. And you have to play these kind of reckless. He's a slower AR player, but you have to go. In any 1v4 situation, time is your biggest obstacle. Can he pick up a couple more here? He might see one from the bomb side, but the flank comes through for Crim across bridge.
And that's
another round here for OpTic Gaming. They're screaming back.
That's a little bit of a different way of thinking, but I don't think he needed to play that really aggressive after he gets that first kill. I think
that's why I play hardcore, but for the
seconds.
tournaments they do core.
Waited down to 20, trying to pick up 1 more player, and if a guy like
Crim,
he catches Crim on the bridge,
he's got what, 22
seconds left to fly into the bomb site and potentially make something happen. I don't know. I think he could have taken a little bit more time there.
I like the reckless plays when you're in a 1v4. You just have to get it going quick.
Doesn't shock me with you and reckless.
Well, yeah, hey, I'm a wise man. But now you see it's going to be a B hit coming for Rise Nation. They want to get going quickly. The nice movement from Classic over the top. He's going to find 1 in the corner, but he's not going to be able to win it. 1 down for either side. Kills traded here. Rise still has a 1-round advantage. They might find 1 mid-map. The shot's off. Looney, 1 you should have picked up, but not able to close out. Let's check the plant. Slacked, getting it down on the B site now. If Looney peeks through HUD, he should see a couple here tagged up. Almost kind of an unintentional bait and switch.
Yeah, Looney's so worried about players flanking. He's going to use his heat wave. He's going to be able to pick up 1. And I do like the use of heat wave in this round. And it's going to be Crim tying this up at 2 players apiece. Now we're going to have a 1v1. It's going to be Octane going up against Crim. And I wonder if Crim got tagged with the vision pulse there. See how Octane elects to play this. He's going to fly around the corner and check the bomb.
Yes.
Octane going to win that gunfight. Don't know if he got tagged on vision pulse. Didn't want to say where Crim was, but you got to think that Octane had a fantastic idea of how Crim was electing to play that one. And I think you needed to use those specialist abilities to secure that round. OpTic's gaining momentum. You wanted to kind of end that steam that they were starting to gather, and Rise does that. They have just win 1 more round, take this map. Maybe they make this series very, very interesting.
Rise is trying to make this interesting here in the grand final. I hear the fans for Rise starting to get it together. They were a little quiet early as the OpTic Gaming team looks so dominant, but we've got ourselves a series here. I want to watch Classic on the defensive side of things. Is he'll be in a position here to disrupt things if they push across the B. And this is not looking good for OpTic because you've got a nice setup here. Lots of players in and around this side for the side of Rise. right, there's one. There's a second planting. Can he pick him up? He knows bomb is down. They're going to collapse. The kill's coming in. Krim by himself. 1 versus 3. Rise has almost done it. Is he going to be able to close it out? Octane's on the defuse. We're halfway there, and Krim is dead. Rise Nation has just found their second map, and they're back in this one.
Yeah, and it's big games from Octane and Classic, as Rise Nation takes the S&D on Hunted 6-3. Nade was talking about earlier how devastating those water routes are, and it was Slack and Classic during that game in the water, able to make some big plays.
COD gods above, David Vonderhaar, give me a game 7. Just please give me a game 7. Chopra, Jack, and now Revin. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, we got Revin joining us to share some of his thoughts. We heard from Nate earlier, but also now the big point is, of course, Rise starting to pull it together. I mean, you saw the co-owners of Rise, including, of course, the NFL player of the LA Rams, Roger Saffold, up there, now looking a little bit more relaxed. Earlier, you saw they looked grim, and as right as they should be. But now, there's some light on the side of Rise.
Rise Nation stepped up. They did what they needed to do. Obviously, they stayed alive in Game 4. They're going to force this one into another hard point, but I predicted OpTic Gaming to win this series 4-2. They're up 3-2 right now. I'm still sticking with my prediction. I think OG are going to come out of this hot.
How good Jack's predictions are. That's all he's been talking about.
You know, when you get something right now and then you got to brag about it a little bit, Revin. But how have you been seeing this series so far? I mean, OpTic looks so strong in the first 3 maps.
This series has been crazy. I mean, I definitely didn't expect OpTic Gaming to go up 3-0 off the bat. I thought Rise Gaming were definitely going to take the uplink going into that game. It's always been that one game that they've been able to rely on to turn things around throughout the entire stage 1. So OpTic Gaming definitely making a statement in that game 3. And then, of course, Rise, for me, I think they're right back in the series now.
Yeah, I mean, the way they played this entire search and destroy, especially the last 2 rounds, once they started winning, they knew they had the lead.
How clutch was that kill, by the way?
That was I mean, there were a lot where it was just coming down to that last second, and Rise started to pick it up, and then they got their flanks and their timing so perfectly. This kill right here, they used the water a lot and very efficiently. They were very patient about when they happened to jump up onto bomb site B.
That's why whenever I do the teleshare, I draw the Kappa face in the water, because you never know what's going to happen on that part of the map.
Yeah, they clutch up a few times, killing the diffuser just in time. This S&D actually felt pretty darn similar to that first S&D in the series. You know, it was pretty even at times between the 2 squads. Obviously, OpTic taking that one. Now Rise coming back and taking that search and destroy. We got ourselves a series. I just tweeted it. We definitely will be seeing this one go to a game 6. You heard Maven say, hopefully, COD gods give us a game 7. We all want to see it here.
Vonderhaar is in the building, so.
This is true.
Well, yeah, I mean, any and all powers that may be. I mean, a lot of people are looking forward to that game 7, regardless of which team you're cheering for, right? Because we're looking at the top 2 teams during the regular season go at it in the grand finals, in the playoffs. I mean, this is everything you could have dreamed for if you're following the Call of Duty World League presented by PS4. So now it's almost there. It's coming to fruition. We're going to the map 6. The big question is, it's another hard point, and we know how that first one went.
Tell me this series isn't looking like H2K versus Team Liquid.
Ooh, it is though. It is. I mean, you're right. Not just because of the score, but the momentum change and the attitude change, right? Even the energy level difference.
The demeanor I saw from Rise at the beginning of the series compared to how they're looking now, you could see they're starting to gain some momentum behind them, and you know, fire's lit under them now, and I could see this going to Game 7.
I genuinely couldn't ask for a more exciting map to go into next. Fringe Hardpoint has had some of the most legendary comebacks in the game mode so far in Stage 1. Rise being one of them early on in the Stage 1. So much looking forward to a map that you have very clear points where the ARs are dominant, very clear points where the submachine guns are dominant. If you're going to be the team that wins this map, everyone needs to step up.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it really, sure, we say this, I mean, whenever you're down 0-3, like, it comes down to every map. But now, if you win this, you reset everything, and then you, in fact, go in with higher energy, a better attitude into that last game. So this is going to be a big test for Rise. And to get to this point, I mean, we're in a 3-2 grand final. We've had a great weekend of Call of Duty. Of course, a big shout out to everyone who's made this possible. I mean, especially Activision and Treyarch making this game possible, but then everyone involved in bringing together the Call of Duty World League, presented by PS4. Of course, Sony right up there, the ESO studios here, and all the fans here in the studio and around the world. There's a lot of people watching right now.
We are breaking some major viewing numbers for Black Ops 3. I will tell you right now, Tell your friends about what's about to happen right here, because
this could be history.
If Rise somehow forces Game 7 and make this the incredible story we've wanted, this will be a series of Call of Duty that will be remembered forever.
Yeah, it will be a big one. Of course, big shout out to Nate too for dropping by, some of his knowledge, maybe
awesome.
some not as accurate. You guys might not agree. He disagreed with you guys on a couple things, but it was nice having him and his thoughts, because he used to be a player. He knows what it's like. You guys talk whenever you and Nate were here.
He's one of those guys that helped shape competitive to get it where it is today. So it's always nice to see him around.
Yeah, I enjoyed whenever you two would talk, because it's a completely different conversation than like any of us, because you guys have similar
we know
memories.
the game.
Exactly. Well, yes, that too. That's not wrong. But you also know exactly kind of what's going through. You've been in similar situations. You know these players a little bit more personally. So it's nice getting that angle. But right now, all eyes, I mean, we got people standing, sitting in the studios. I'm sure at home you're watching with your friends, whether it's online together, because if this goes to a Game 7, can you imagine Game 7 round? It comes down to one last round to determine who wins.
If that goes down to an Infection S&D, that will be nuts, because that's a map where we've seen some insane plays go down, some incredible clutches. Obviously, inside that small B room is so hectic, but they got to get through Fringe first, right? They got to beat OpTic Gaming on hardpoint, something they failed to do earlier in the series.
Not only, like, if it goes to Game 7, we could potentially see OpTic Gaming get reverse sweeped in the grand finals.
That's something that no one's going to forget. On one hand, for OpTic, they're not going to forget, because they were so close to proving that they're #1, not only online, but also offline. But for Rise, they're going to make sure people continue talking about it, because they kind of built up the story themselves. They hyped up themselves by being like, oh, yeah, no, we want to play FaZe and OpTic, because we need to beat them to prove to everyone why we're here. Well, here we go. We're getting ready for the protects and bans for map number 6. It's been match point for so long, it seems, for OpTic Gaming, but it's getting closer and closer for Rise Nation.
Really looking forward to getting into this one. Revan, any particular bans you expect to see on a map like Fringe Hardpoint?
Honestly, mainly only the Shiva I expect. That seems to be something that both teams kind of on target. And there you see it's going to get banned out early on. But for the most part, throughout this entire series, I think both teams have a very similar game plan and what they want to approach going into this ban and protects.
What I really like from OpTic right now is that they're not going off of the stuff. They're not straying away from their original game plan, right? Even though they've kind of faltered a little bit, they've given Rise a chance to come back into this. No, it's still an overclock ban. It's still an HC ban. They now go forward with, obviously, flashbang and expect concussion to finish it on out. OpTic are still playing the game they want to, which will definitely help them going into this Fringe Hardpoint.
And this is exactly what Rise want as well. They want to take the tacticals out. They want high caliber, rapid fire to be banned. They're okay with the HC getting taken out. Overclock, Shiva, they're fine with that. So really nobody getting the upper hand with these bans and protects. It's going to be kinetic armor to round things out.
I like that. I mean, just because whenever we talk about kinetic armor, we always talk about Scump, and there's a reason. Because he loves that special ability, and because of his love for it, he's so good at using it at the perfect time, getting the right challenges done. Of course, Scump playing those hills a lot of the time on hardpoint. So getting that out, I'm interested to see what does Scump go with. It's going to be the Purifier.
Matches his red hair, man.
So going with the Purifier, getting a little bit more aggressive this time now that the kinetic armor is gone. Other than that, though, we're going to see the usuals come out. The Tempest returns now. That's hardpoint.
I like it.
Going a little bit more with the zoning choices.
Now, normally we would see Crimsix pick up the Purifier when that's available if kinetic armor got banned out, but this time it's going to be Scump. Curious to see how it fares in his hands.
Yeah, Camo, of course, coming back on both sides, but there's a lot of aggression going on now in this hardpoint on Fringe. The slaying power of both teams need to be at 100% for them to be able to take the win in map number 6. Yep. Jack, what are your key points for this one?
I'm really going to highlight a couple hills on this one. The first one, though, is going to be this Rails hardpoint. This is one that both Rise and OpTic Gaming have very similar plays or ways of playing this one, normally against teams of lesser slaying power, and that's where all 4 players on either side just flood in and try to outmuscle their opponent, right? They just try to beat them in gun skill, and that's it. Against lesser teams, that will work for these 2 squads, but against their opposing squad, and this one, definitely not something that will happen that easily. I want to see which squad winds up sending a player down through this middle street to get the pinch onto the opposing side. Whether it's Rise or OpTic Gaming, either team can do it. We've seen how impactful that can be. When a pinch comes in, you not only get control of the hard point, but you force the spawns out all the way in back alley, which gives your team the opportunity to not only set up, but get a ton of time for your team on that hill. Now that's for the Rails hardpoint. Also, with the Purifier coming into play, that's going to be a big one to watch on this Granny's hardpoint. expect a really good game between Rise and OpTic Gaming here.
I'm really glad you brought that flank because that's something that we kind of haven't touched upon yet in Fridge Hardpoint. Just pushing through the middle of the street, maybe meeting the opposing flanker from the other team. It's also an alternative way to push out that spawn.
Okay, map number 6. The energy's high. Fans here in the studio, I want to hear you make some noise because this finals, we were a little worried that it was going to end super quick early on, but now it's going all the way to map 6. Are you guys excited for Fringe Hardpoint between OpTic Gaming and Rise Nation? I want us to get noise complaints from Santa Monica. That's how loud I want you to be. I'm sure we'll hear more of it as we get into the game. There we go. Everyone you see crowds lined up in the back, people up in the front. I mean, at the same time, I don't blame if not everyone's super loud right now because some people are a little nervous because OpTic Gaming, they're still on match point and